Should you move to Dallas in 2023? I mean, it's a lot that's been going on, so let's talk about it. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome, welcome, welcome. To all returning subscribers, thank you so much for your support. So, hey guys. I want to come on here and do this video. So, first of all, if you're new here, I'm Carlotta. I am a transplant that has been living in Dallas for the past 15 years. I've been here since I think 2008, and I do videos based on moving to Dallas, all things living in Dallas. I just recently got my real estate license, and I do vlogs about food, travel, lifestyle, and all that jazz. So yeah, so if you're new here, you know, definitely subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, and come join this family, you know? But with that said, welcome, welcome, welcome to all returning subscribers. Thank you so much for your support. I want to come on here and do this video today. I've been meaning to come on here. So thank you guys so much for all of the congratulations on me graduating and getting my license and finishing school and all that other stuff. It's been a road, but I'm definitely, you know, still here trying to give some good information to you guys. So this may be a long video. I'm gonna give out a lot of information. I have a lot that I wanna talk about and discuss. So just sit back and grab your popcorn and just listen away. So with that said, let's get started. Okay, so keep in mind, as I'm doing this video, it is February of 2023. So I'm giving information based on where we are as a city, as a metroplex. There's a lot of information that I wanna share and talk about for people who may not moved here and you're considering it, you're thinking about it, but you kind of don't know what to do, how to navigate, you know, is it a right thing for you, a good decision for you to do and whatnot. So I want to start by talking about where Dallas is located, because I think that people get it confused. Even when they move here, they're like, where am I? Dallas is located northeast Texas, basically. So if you drive 3 hours east, you're gonna go to northern Louisiana, which is like Shreveport area, which my people are about an hour from there. In Arcadia, that's where my people are originally from. So yeah, but anyway, we're literally about an hour and a half from the Oklahoma border. We are 4 hours from Houston. We are about 4 hours from San Antonio. Both of those cities are located South Texas, okay? And we are about 3 hours from Austin, which is kind of like in the middle, if you will. But basically, we are not close. So literally all the time, when anything happens in Houston, people on my Facebook are like, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm not close to there. Like I don't live near Houston. So it does get a little humid here in the weather, but Houston is more humid because they're near the Gulf of Mexico, okay? So understand that Dallas is more closer to Oklahoma and northern Louisiana than the southern part of Texas. Texas is so big. Literally, you could drive for 10 hours and still be in Texas. That's how big it is. So just understand the mapping of it if you decide to want to come here where you will be located. Okay. Also understand, I see a lot of people saying they hate it because there's no scenery. Dallas is flatland. There's no mountains. There is no beaches. So understand, we do have a lot of beautiful lakes. There are hills in some parts where you can see a little bit of nice little views and maybe a nice little hike. But if you are looking for nature-esque, mountainous, beachy type of, you know, vibes, it is not here. I just want to be clear. There are mountains in Texas. I believe it's more in the Panhandle area. There are areas with beaches, which is more of the southern parts of Texas, because that is what's located near the Gulf of Mexico. Dallas is not near beaches or mountains. I just want to be clear on that. Okay, let's talk about the lifestyle in Dallas. So I, always get questions like, what's to do there? Like, what do you do for fun? I mean, it's a major city, so just understand that. We have everything, amusement parks, we have lots of restaurants. I mean, a ton of restaurants. As you can see, I've been doing YouTube for 3 years and I've been vlogging restaurants, and it's still like probably 90% of restaurants I haven't even touched yet. So there are a lot of places to eat. We have the standard bowling. They do have a couple of skating rinks. They don't have as many. I don't know if skating is a thing like that nowadays, but they do have a couple of skating rinks. We have, the little panic room. There's a couple of those little activities. I'm not into that. But I've seen a couple of those. We have go-karting. We have water parks. We have a ton of nice movie theaters. We do have malls. They are actually closing down a couple. I heard they're closing down the Galleria in Dallas. I don't know how true that is, but I heard they're closing that. And I heard that they're actually rebuilding, what was the mall in Plano that they just closed? It's a mall in Plano. Please forgive me. It's been a minute. I have not been over there in so long, but they closed it down. It's located right off 75 and like 14th or 15th. But I heard they're making it into like another outdoorsy type of mall. So that'll be really cute. I'll come back on here later whenever I see they're starting to do that, and I'll show that. But anyway, we do have malls. Okay, we do have things to do for children. There's a lot of museums. There's a lot of, things you can do for educational purposes. People here are really big on road trips. So it's nothing to go to Oklahoma for a weekend. It's nothing to go to, because Tulsa, I think Oklahoma City is about 3 hours. We have casinos on the border of Oklahoma. So a lot of people like to go and do that. We have a ton of like nice hotels that people like to do staycations. So there's stuff to do here. Like, I love when I see people being like, there's nothing to do here, it's so boring. And I'm like, because you don't get out the house. Like, literally, it's not, I mean, if you're in the house, it's because you choose to be, but it's literally a lot of stuff to do. You just have to get out. You got to go outside, but it's a lot to do here. I literally have people asking me, do you guys have Chipotle there? Like, it's blows my mind, but there's a lot to do here. Please understand, if you come here and you're absolutely bored with nothing to do, it's because that's what you're choosing. If you don't go outside, just say that, it's okay. But there's definitely a lot to do, so please understand that. Now, I will say that it's easy to feel that way if you're not familiar. So definitely, join some meetup groups, or definitely join some Facebook groups, and just learn about where you're at. Like, it's easy to do, and there's a lot to offer. So don't knock it until you've given it a chance. Some quick places that I wanna say where you can go and have a good time. There's Deep Ellum, which is located near downtown. There's Frisco, there's Legacy West, there's Shops at Legacy, there's areas, in Richardson where you can go. Like, there's a lot of places where you can go. Oh, Addison, that's another good area. There's a lot of places where you can just go and hang out, have some drinks, go have some wine, go have some good food, meetups. There's definitely a lot of places where you can frequent that can definitely, give you some entertainment. Also, in terms of like, there's comedy clubs. We have the Dallas Cowboy Stadium. There's the Dallas Practice Facility in Frisco. We have the American Airlines Center. So there's, sporting events, like sports are a big deal here. Concerts are a big deal here. So like in Deep Ellum, they have like little hole in the wall clubs where that people go. They have big arenas. I know that they're gonna have Beyonce's concert here at the Cowboy Stadium. So there's a lot of things to do, you guys. I promise you would not come here and just be twiddling your thumbs. You have to give it a chance. There is a lot to do here. So just know that if you wanna come here, if you think that you'll be bored, it's by choice if you are, because there's definitely a lot to get out to see and do. I am actually planning to go down to Waco, to where the Chip and Joanna little area is, and vlog that, because I'm a big fan of their show. So definitely gonna do that. That's gonna be really fun. I'm gonna plan to go to Austin for a weekend so I can vlog out there. I am going to Houston soon, so I'm gonna vlog some stuff out there. Like, I just wanna show, like, there is so much to do. It's definitely not a case where you're just, you know, in the boonies and trucks are going by and tumbleweeds are blowing across your road and you're hearing horses neigh, and like, it's definitely a lot to do. I'm telling you, I've been here 15 years. I would not have been here this long if there was absolutely nothing to do. I'm a city girl at heart. I'm a city girl, you know, naturally, not like young Miami city girl. Like, I'm from a big city, like I'm from Los Angeles. So I wouldn't have been able to be here and be content if there was absolutely nothing to do with my time. So yeah. Okay, so now I want to talk about the growth rate. So, you know, Dallas has grown tremendously. Per my research, 30 million people are now living in Texas, while 6.4 million of those people are here in the DFW area. There are a lot of people who have moved here from California, from other states as well, but I know a lot has come from Cali. The growth rate has been wild. So with that said, with the growth is gonna come some BS too. So traffic is horrible now. I mean, it's horrible. Like, that's the only way I can, so I definitely recommend, if you come here, to learn how to take the streets if necessary. We do have service roads that are on the sides of the freeway. So if you need to get off the freeway and take the service roads, you can do that. That'll definitely help you some. But you have to learn how to just navigate through it, because with so many people here, they're trying to do construction on the roads, but they're not moving fast. Texas DOT is not moving fast enough. So it's gonna take time. It's gonna take time for these roads to be built and constructed. But everywhere you go, there is road construction, and it is insane. So you definitely will have to make plans to leave a little earlier to get to your destination. Also, keep in mind that everything here is far apart. Like, you're gonna drive at least 30 minutes to get to anywhere. So you do need a car here. Like, the public systems is not as great and lengthy as other major cities, because once upon a time, we didn't have that many people here. So, and the roads here are longer, further and wider. So you need a car. Get an SUV or a truck. Don't get a little car. That's what I tell everybody, but you know, teach his own. So with that said, understand that a lot of people have come here, and with that said, the cost of living, let's segue into that. The cost of living has risen tremendously. You know, the other day, I did some research on my old apartment and Charles's old apartment for 1-bedrooms. Back in the day, the 1-bedrooms were $600. They are now going for $1,200 for both apartments. His apartment was in Addison and my apartment was in Plano off of Ridgeview and Independence. And both of those 1-bedroom apartments are now they were $600, they are now $1,200. So I looked at the 2 bedrooms for my old apartment. I had one that was for $750, and that same apartment now is for $1,600. So just keep in mind that the days of coming to Dallas and being able to find cheap living, those days are gone. They're gone. So if you have the intentions of moving here, just please do your research. Please understand what areas you are moving to, and understand that the cheap days of rent are over. So, which I don't like. I really don't like that. I think that's totally uncool, unfair, but it's not my call. So if you're getting a 1-bedroom in a decent neighborhood, you need to be looking to pay at least from the 9s to at least the 12s, possibly 1,300. So just do your research. The cities that you live in probably do have more of a factor in what's more or less. I definitely recommend to, you know, look up apartments.com, you know, read Google reviews, read all the reviews possible. Just understand that the cheap cost of living here is not it anymore. So that's why I encourage people, like, if you can buy a condo, if you can buy a townhome, if you can buy a house, do it, because it's better to have something that you have and own and you can earn equity in, than to keep throwing money away to these apartments that damn sure ain't worth no $1,200. I can tell you right now, those apartments are not worth $1,200 and they are insane, but you know, that's what they can do it. You know, I don't think they have rent control because it's a lease. So if you get in a lease, it will be the same for the year. But then after that, I've heard literally they are raising rent $50, $100, $200 if you want to re-sign the lease. You would think that they would want to keep you as a tenant, but guess what? There is someone out there who will pay the $200 extra. So you just have to be mindful on how you move with moving here into an apartment. So yeah. So the cost of the homes here now has gotten really expensive. A 3-bedroom home is going for a low median of 300s and can get up as high as 400s. So that's just for a 3-bed, 2-bath. Now, I do see people wondering, hey, can I get a house there? Hey, like, is it too expensive? Like, what can I do? You know, I don't know where I should move. Where should I live? I tell everybody the same thing now. The further out you live, the better. The further out, the cheaper. So anyway, as I was saying, so yeah, it's gotten really expensive. So just understand that when you want to move here, you're gonna pay at least $1,400 to $1,600 for a decent 2-bedroom in a decent area. Interest rates on homes as of today is 6.77, which is still extremely high in my opinion, but it has come down because it was 7 point something. So that's just where we are right now. The housing rental market is just very up and down. But I don't think it's gonna ever go back to $600 per rent. I mean, it's just gonna keep getting worse. So if you guys wanna come here and move here, I definitely recommend to make plans to buy property so you won't have to be paying, you know, out your pockets for rent and you have nothing to show for it and it's expensive. So that's just my 2 thoughts on that situation. Not because I'm a realtor, you don't even have to use me. I just would rather you know, get your money's worth. I mean, who wants to pay? Like, the fact that it's $1,200 now for those 1-bedrooms is mind-blowing to me, because I remember when it was $600. So I'm sitting here like, oh, hell no. Like, I wish I would pay that. But if you're new here, that's what you have to pay. You know, you don't know a difference. So if you can make plans to get property probably within the first maybe 2 or 3 years of living here and learn the areas, learn where you like, learn where you would want to live, where you would want to plant roots, I definitely recommend that. So something else I want to touch on, this is just solely my opinion, take of it what you will. You know, I keep my ear to the streets and, you know, I do check out other vlogs just to kind of see people's thoughts and opinions, see what they think and feel or whatever. Now, I'm by all means, I'm not trying to sell you to move here, but I just want to say something in this regard. I do see a lot of people saying like they've been here, you know, a year, they've been here maybe a year and a half, and they hate it, you know, don't come here. It's so boring, it's so lame, it's so whack. You know, they have their negative viewpoints of it, and I understand all of that. However, I want to give you some understanding that anytime you move somewhere new, it is foreign. It is completely, you are a fish out of water, okay? A lot of people like to think, and this was me included, I am guilty of this as well. A lot of people like to think, you know, you're gonna get here and just hit the ground running, right? You're gonna get here and everything is just gonna fall all in your favor. And that is just not always the reality. You have to understand that anytime you're doing something new, it's gonna be different and it may be a little difficult. You're not gonna just always come to a new place and just meet friends, meet, you know, new people and everything is great. You're gonna meet the love of your life and you're gonna run off in the sunset. Like, things take time, okay? Good things take time. I moved here at 26. I did not buy my first house until I was 29. That's 3 years. I met my now husband when I was 29. So 3 years of living in Dallas. Now, I know there's piss in the pool. I understand it. I was in the dating world. I did not get married at 36. So up until 36, I was still technically single. So I understand that there's piss in the pool. I know that men and women, you know, make dating difficult. But understand, it's not a Dallas thing. I don't like when people say, oh, it's a Dallas thing, because I can go to LA right now and not find a good man, okay? I can go out there right now and literally go through the riffraff dealing with men there. So you can go to New York and deal with, you know, BS there. You can go to Miami, you can go to Chicago, you can go New Orleans. Like, it's not a city thing. So don't think you're gonna come here and meet the love of your life off the gate. Like, it takes time. And who's to say that that person might even be in Texas? They may not be here, you know? So what I wanna say is, you have to give it time anytime you're doing something new. You're jumping off a cliff, basically. You don't know what is gonna come to you. So in order for things to get settled, you have to give it the fair time for that to happen. And that's not gonna happen within a 12-month span, okay? Like I said, I met my now husband when I was 29. I didn't even get with him in a relationship till 32. So even though I met him in 29 and we were cool, we were friends or whatever, I was still dating for those 4 years. I was still dating other people, trying to see what was up, you know, still having issues, still getting played, still dealing with drama, all that. So I am very fair to understand the difficulty that comes with dating. But what I will say is, there are good people here. Because I have men that tell me the same thing. They can't find a good girl. There's no good women out there. All girls are on that BS. Oh, there's no good men and all men are on, you know, I hear both ends, okay? And what I will say is, there are a lot of good people here. There are a lot of BS people here too. They are here as well. You gotta know how to filter, but there are a lot of good people here. And a lot of people are not even from Texas. So you might get somebody that is not a Texas native. Hello, my husband is from Africa, okay? I'm from California. So if I would have never moved to Texas, we would have never in life crossed paths. There would have been no way in hell that he and I would have ever crossed paths. But because I stepped out there and moved to a new place, one day he and I did, you know? But he grew up in Texas. He's been here since he was like 12. So the fact, we always talk about that, like we both came to a place and that led us to cross paths. So you sometimes have to just give things a chance. And it may not happen when you want it to happen. It's gonna happen when it's time. Like, who you think might be for you may not be for you. But I want people to stop doing that and stop saying, oh, I've been here a year and I hate it, I'm leaving. If you don't like it, that's cool. Like, that is all good. It may not be for you. Like, I tell people that all the time, it may not be the place for you. But you don't understand that when you're saying those things, you are not only discouraging other people, you're scaring these people because they're like, holy crap, what is there? I am so scared. I don't know what's out there. I don't want to try it. I don't want to do it. I tell you that I had a hard time. I tell you how hard my struggle was here. Like, it was not easy to land on solid ground. Like, I went through endless stuff to the point where I was almost homeless. Like, it was really bad. Like, I got caught up in the first recession back in 2008. Like, I got caught up in the pandemic when I lost my job. Like, so I have been through the ringer being here in Dallas. And I remember when back in 2008, like, I had a homegirl and she was just like, don't give up. Don't give up. It's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. And I was like, no, how's it gonna get better? It's never gonna get better. I actually said this on one of my other videos. I just remember that. And eventually it did. It did. But you have to think, you can go to another city and still have some drama. You can then move to another city, like, you know, but you have to step out of your comfort zone in order to see what could be. So what I will say is, if you do want to come here, give it some time. Give it some time in order to see what could happen for you. And understand that it may not happen within the first 12 months. It's gonna be a struggle because it's new. Unless you come in here with 50 racks in your account, it's gonna be something because it's not your stomping grounds. It's not your comfort zone. You are out of that. You are out of your element. So understand that it's going to be some difficulty to meet friends. It's gonna be some difficulty dating. It's gonna be some difficulty learning your job. It's gonna be some difficulty learning the areas. It's gonna be some difficulty on finding things to do. It's gonna be difficulty in anything that is not your normal. Does that make sense? So I don't want you guys to think, oh, well, you know, now here's the thing. If you give it that chance, hey, 24 months and you are miserable, go home. You can go home. You don't have to stay, you know? You don't have to be anywhere that you do not want to be. If it is that miserable for you, by all means, you can walk away and say, I tried. But in 6 months' time, it is not enough time to get settled. That is just not enough time. That's not enough. 12 months isn't even enough time. I've been here as long as I've been here, and I'm still learning new areas. I'm still going to places I've never been to. I'm still meeting new people. I'm still doing all this, and I've been here over a decade. You know what I'm saying? So now, if I was still back home, I wouldn't have explored. I don't think I would have explored like that. I probably would have been content where I was at, content with my life. I wouldn't have tried anything because I was like, whatever, I'm good, you know? So I want to say, if you do move here, allow yourself the time. Like, don't be foolish. You definitely filter, definitely research, definitely ask questions. Like, because again, you're a fish out of water. Excuse me. So it's just things that you're not gonna know, and that's okay. The difference with when I moved here to now is there's way more resources. I mean, they have all these Facebook groups. They have all these meetup groups. You now have TikTok where you can see things to do, things to see, places to eat, where to go. Don't go here, don't go there. Like, you have more of a navigation than I had at that time. Like, when I first came here, that's when we didn't even have Waze, we didn't have Google Maps, we didn't have any of that stuff. So I really was out of my element. But now it's not that. Like, you can now, you know, find more resources and things to do and able to meet people. Like on TikTok, I see all the time, they be like, Dallas check, who's from Dallas? I'm trying to meet people, yada, yada, yada. And that's how, you know, you just have to work and network. Like, but to think you're just gonna come here and to think that it's just gonna work out for you in a 6 to 9 month period, you're fooling yourself. You have to give it the time for things to settle, for you to settle, for life to settle. All of that stuff, I say give it at least 1.5 to 2 years before you can determine that decision on whether or not it's good for you. And I'm telling you, as living witness, even after 2 years, it still may not be. Because I literally did not land on solid ground for about maybe 3 years. 3. Now, what if I said, I don't like it after a year? What if I say, I don't like it? Is nothing happening for me? I haven't met the husband. I haven't, you know, done anything. I'm just gonna move back to LA. I would have never met Charles. I would have never found out about AJ. I would have never been able to send my daughter to an HBCU. I would have never met the friends that I have now. I wouldn't have the support system that I have for AJ. I would have never heard of them, so I would have never gotten them in LA. So I'm not trying to convince you to do what I'm doing. I just want you to give yourself patience and allow yourself the time for things to settle, okay? And just know that there are resources. And just know that the same way you're bored and lonely and there's nothing for you to do, there's other people who feel the same way you do. We gotta go outside. Like, you know, now I get outside more. Whereas first I really didn't go out as much. I mean, I was fine with it. I'm a homebody. But now I definitely get out a little bit more. And there's definitely things, like we brunch here, okay? Brunch is a real big thing here. Day parties is a real big thing here. So come Sunday fun day, get out the house. Get out and go meet people. I mean, I hear that people aren't as friendly anymore. I don't know how true that is, but for me, I've always have had decent experience. Like I've always had people who would talk back to me because I'm a person that speaks like, hi, you know? So I've always had people who are a little more receptive to when you speak to them. I mean, there's still a lot of good people here with the Southern mentality. So just please, I say this again, I can't stress this enough. Please allow yourself the time to get settled. Do not think that it's gonna happen for you like that. It's not. You have to go into it knowing, okay, it's gonna take some time. It's gonna take time. and you have to give it the fair time. I hope my message is received positively, because I'm not trying to be negative, but sometimes what you say, it is. If you're miserable, then if you say, I hate it here, I'm miserable, then so you say it, so it is. So I hope that's being received positively, because I say it with love. I'm just a super blunt person with no filters when I'm passionate about what I'm feeling. So yeah. Okay, so the mall that I was speaking of earlier is Collin Creek Mall. So I'm actually gonna link some information about what's happening, but basically they're gonna be building homes, apartments, shopping centers, trails, and all that. So we passed by it yesterday, and they actually are tearing everything down, bulldozing everything down, demolitions happening. So I'm interested to see what that's gonna look like. But Collin Creek Mall was around for a long time, but they have now torn it down. So now they're about to build up. So that's coming to Plano. So I'm gonna link the article that I was reading on here as well. But with that said, I want to segue into things that are coming to DFW. So I don't know if you've heard, but there's a Universal Studios that is gonna be coming to DFW. They said the projected completion date should be about 4 to 5 years. It is gonna be located in Frisco. I don't know why. I know where it's gonna be, and I'm really sitting here in my mind like, why would they build it there? Because it's already traffic getting to and from. It's basically off the Dallas Tollway up past Maine, up north past Maine. But I'm trying to understand, why would they build it there? Like, to me, there is so many more places where they could have bought land to where they could grow it if they wanted to, where they could extend it. But I know it's like 97 acres, but basically the park is supposed to be for younger kids, like a little cute little kiddie park, I guess. So if you still want to do Universal and you're an adult, you gotta like go to LA and Hollywood. But I really don't know why they didn't put it in a place like Sherman or Denison or somewhere, you know, even beyond Crandall. Like, there's so much land out here that hasn't even been touched. So nevertheless, that's coming here. So that's something to look forward to. And with that, what do you think that's going to do to the home prices? It's going to be unaffordable. It's going to be unaffordable. You're not going to be able to buy anything out in that direction. So, but just understand that's coming to Frisco. There's an area called near the Rockwall Lake Ray Hubbard, where I actually did my hotel tour of the Hilton and the Rockwall Lake. I'm gonna link those videos so you can see the area before this is happening. But they're building an area, it's gonna be called Sapphire Bay. It's gonna be a really big project. They're gonna build like hotels, like I think I want to say a wave pool. I'm going to link the article that I was reading, but basically it's about to be a big deal. It's going to be really huge for the city of Rockwall. It's going to be massive. It's going to be dope. I can't wait to see it. Like, I know that's going to be really nice, but it's going to have like a lot of water type of vibes. Like, so you're going to get like the whole, I guess, Miami kind of vibes. You can go out there, like, sell your boat. You can go, they might build a marina. Who knows? I think they already have a little marina there now, but it's going to be really dope. Restaurants, you know, fun, water, you know, hang out with friends and family. So that's going to be really cute. So there's a lot of things that are in the works to come to DFW. So you have to keep that in mind. A lot of more corporate companies have moved here. Austin is becoming the next Sonoma Valley, the area that's in San Francisco, the Tech Valley. So Texas is getting on. I mean, I predicted this like 15 years ago when I moved. Yeah, it took 15 years, but I saw it coming. I'm just saying I saw it coming, and now it's all coming to fruition. So now I'm like, oh my God, it's very exciting for me to see it, because I saw the potential for Texas. And now that it's happening, I'm like, I like it and don't like it. Like, I'm happy and not happy, you know, but it is what it is. All we can do is just adapt. You know, that's all we can do. So, but there are a lot of good things coming. A lot of, I don't think it's even close to slowing down. So just understand that if you want to come here, you gotta jump on the train that's already moving. So it is a slower paced lifestyle. in regards to a lot more major cities, but now that's changing a little bit. So I used to tell people that you have the luxury of choosing if you want to live in the suburbs or live more, you know, not suburbs area, but because of the cost of living, it's now changing to that. Also, the gentrification here is very real. They are gentrifying a lot of areas. I've seen Oak Cliff being gentrified. I know South Dallas is being gentrified. They're doing a lot of gentrification, which, you know, people have their own thoughts and opinions about gentrifying areas, but just understand that, like, that is also something that's happening. So just, and also, if you want to move here, come visit first. Do not move to a place that you have never visited. Like, don't ever do that. Don't ever go to a place that you have never stepped your foot on the soil. Go and visit Dallas. Visit, rent a car, because you need a car, because you can't, don't Uber, because that's gonna get very costly. Just rent you a car. If you don't know how to drive, I understand there's some areas that people are from that they don't know how to drive, then I guess Uber is gonna be your only option. But if you are able to drive, please rent a car and come visit and drive around and see the area for yourself, because you might come here and be like, hey, it's not for me. That's okay, you know? But I would never encourage anyone to move somewhere where they have never visited. Like, you need to visit here and see for yourself if it's somewhere that you can see yourself planting roots and settling. I thought I heard Diesel. But definitely make a plan and say, hey, I'm gonna just visit from a Friday to Sunday. I really think Friday to Monday is enough time to say, I can do it. I think that's enough time. Friday to Monday. Give yourself the time, write down the cities of interest, and get your car and go visit those cities. Now, I just told somebody the other day, you are not gonna see the entire area of Dallas in 1 week, because she said she's coming for a week. But I'm like, you're not gonna see all of this area, because I've been here as long as I have, and I'm still discovering new areas. So what you need to focus on is the main parts. Where do you wanna live? Where are you gonna work if you have a job, if you're transferring? Hold on. Where are you gonna work? Where is your job gonna be transferring you to? Those are the areas that you need to focus on, because those are gonna be your main focal points of where you're going to be. Now, the rest of all that is not gonna come until you actually move. So, main point, the areas that you are interested in, and then when you come here, make your plan, make your map, and go to frequent those areas of where you think you may wanna be. And I always tell people, if you wanna see what an area is really like, go at night. That's like cardinal rule number one. If you wanna see what an area is like, go there at night, because it will not lie. So, but I want you to like, not be discouraged. You know, this is, if you want to move here, this is a great thing. This is something that's different for you. This is something that's new. Like, I get so excited when people reach out to me and ask me, you know, my advice, my opinions. You know, a lot of people like that I keep it 100 and real, I guess, but I be feeling bad. I be thinking I'm like too blunt, like too, you know, I'm just bleh, like I just give it, because I wish someone would have did that to me. You know, my delivery might be a little bit more direct, but I just want you to get the information, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. And I feel like, you know, you can't get the message if I'm dressing it up in a pretty bow for you. I gotta give it to you straight how it is, because I want you to understand what you're getting into. You know what I mean? So with that said, make plans to come visit. Maybe visit a couple of times, you know, because the first time it's gonna be a high. You're gonna be on that dopamine effect. It's gonna be, oh my God, it's so beautiful, I love it. Come another time and see how you like it, you know? So give it a couple of chances. You know, I say maybe 1 or 2 visits should be enough for you to really say, okay, I could live here. Because I've been to places one time and I'm like, I could never live here. Then I went somewhere, like when I went to London, I was like, I could do this. I could live in London, you know? So, give it that chance. Give yourself patience and grace and time to figure out if this is good for you. And if it does not work out, you can move back. That's the best advice I can give you. If it doesn't work out, you are not binded to living in Texas. You can move back to wherever you moved from and get back to your, you know, your normal, whatever it was prior, it will be there if you needed that. So allow yourself grace, time, and patience. And I hope I gave you some information that was helpful. Yes, I am a Texas realtor now. I'm gonna link my business in the section. I don't know what side it's gonna be on. I think it's on that side. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it up there so you can see it. Feel free to reach out to me on IG. It's the same thing as my YouTube name. Feel free to get at me with any questions. You know, if you're moving here, if you need help finding, you know, an apartment, a rental home, all that. I am open for business, so yeah, get at your girl. But with that said, thank you so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to this video and my channel. Please share, you know, if you have any questions, drop them below. You know, what do you think? How do you feel? Are you planning? Have you been here? You know, how's your experience been? All that jazz. And I shall talk to you guys on the next video. Talk to you guys later. Mwah.